All right, welcome to Mindset Monday. This one we're going to talk about self-love, how self-love makes everything in your life better. So even though we're about to wrap up pretty much the love month of February, I feel like it was befitting for us to keep the self-love theme going. So we're not going to be talking about love from a romantic perspective. We're going to be talking about love from a self love perspective. So we're going to switch up the normal definitions of self love and love language. We're going to switch it up a little bit and give it a little bit of a more of a rich girl flair or rich girl je ne sais quoi is what I'm going to do, right? So we need to identify your self-love language and which one is best for you. Is it going to be self-catering? Is it going to be self-giving? Is it going to be boundaries? Is it going to be balance? Is it going to be self-priority? Which means you're going to put yourself on the to-do list, making sure that you care for you first. Is it going to be saying no? Is it going to just be happiness, joy, and laughter? And like I said, we can still put this into the four love languages that we customarily know, but we're only going to apply it to yourself. So for some people, words of affirmation, basically talking sweet to yourself. And I know this may sometimes not be easy. Unfortunately, a lot of children are verbally or physically abused by their parents or their caregivers, and horrible and hateful things were said and even programmed into some. So, a lot of times, talking kind to yourself, you want to do it, but your subconscious mind and your conscious mind has been programmed to the contrary. So a lot of times it's difficult for you to get a new belief system and a belief balance. Because if somebody saying has been saying, oh, you ain't da 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 da, just like your daddy, or you just look just like him with his ugly. So it's difficult for somebody to say, well, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're amazing, when somebody has been, ever since you was little, been saying that you was dumb or stupid like your daddy. So today we're going to put the words that set up, so all of the bad things, we're going to have an emotional chalkboard or a mental chalkboard. And you're going to write down on that chalkboard all of the hateful things that were said or programmed into you. And then we're going to what? Take our emotional eraser and you're going to erase all those horrible things that were said. And then we're going to go back and we're going to rewrite what we actually think of ourselves. We're actually going to speak sweet to ourselves. We're going to say things like, we're going to write on our emotional and intellectual board, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am amazing, I am consistent, I am in love with me, I'm in love with my life. And from this day forward, I choose words that uplift and affirm me. Because often my fears are rooted in the horrible things that were sold into me when I was a child. Or another thing is that a lot of us are living in our parents' fears. That was very difficult for me because my mother was always on high alert. She was never, ever comfortable. She was always scared. Oh, wait a minute. And she was always trying to make sure that I did not have the same experience in life that she had. So some people would look at it as, oh my gosh, she's overprotective. But a lot of it is because she was always scared. And so it's hard to think about the great picture that, or all of the wonderful things that life has to offer when you was raised in a household when somebody was always scared. She couldn't even rest because she was always on high alert, trying to make sure nothing didn't happen to me. So I want you all to rewrite the words that you're saying to yourself. Also, when the negative talks and the negative words come, I want you to say, "Oh no, 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 we're not doing that today. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. I am abundant." So you can go on about your business. Now, the next love language is quality time. Extreme personal time is imperative. Self-love, quality time is priceless. This is something that I always say to you all. Get that peace room, make that room, make that corner, make that, even if it's the bathroom. You, like I said, if you got to get that refuge and you got that place of peace and self-love, if it's the bathroom, come in your bathroom and decorate that thing down to the floor. Have it where it is decked out. It's got every luxury that you can imagine. And y'all know Home Goods, I have you looking good. You know they will. So you can go up in there. Do I need to be sponsored by Home Goods? Okay, I'm gonna stop my stuff. But y'all literally can go in there and make your bathroom an oasis, and that's your place where you go in there and if you gotta sit, or if you gotta sit in that tub, I don't even care if it's not no water in that tub. Put you a pillow, get you a bath pillow, sit in that tub and close your eyes and speak sweet to yourself and spend quality time with yourself. I want you to block out time for yourself. Spend time with you, spend time in the quiet, command peace and quiet in your home. If people think they're going to be making noise, think again. And this is the thing. This is the perfect time for y'all to live in the inclement weather. You can be quiet or you can stand outside. Ain't nobody going to opt to stand outside. So people going to hush their mouth. And you literally take a moment of peace. And you, quality time could be a spa day. You can actually go to a spa, or you can literally, like I said, make sure your bathroom looks like a spa. Make sure you got spa robe. Make sure you got some spa slippers. And I would have me like 5 sets of brand new ones, where you can feel like you at a luxury hotel. Oh, let me pick up me a robe. Let me put on me some new slippers. Let me turn on me a candle. Let me play me some soft music. Or the quality time with you could be, I say that to y'all all the time. If you got PTO on your job, you let them kids go to school. You let everybody go to work. You let everybody thank you going to work. And then you take yourself to a hotel and get room service, watch your favorite shows. And of course, Marriott lets you be able to connect your Netflix or your YouTube or whatever. So do keep that in mind. Now, PTO is personal time off. Use it as such. And sometimes you're going to have to do personal time off so that you can get away from everything and everybody. And if you got kids or people that they have to be provided for, ask your sister, ask your friend, ask somebody that you literally, of course, trust your kids to be with. Ask them to pick them kids up from school, and they're going to spend the night. You take a bag to whoever that's going to take care of them overnight, and you spend your whole time in that hotel room. And you reflect, you get you some DoorDash, you get you some room service if theirs is good, or you get you some Uber Eats, whatever it is. But let it be strategic. Make sure you've planned it out. If you have a spouse, that spouse needs to be understanding. I need a day off. You're going to take care of these kids. You're going to get them ready for school. You're going to take their baths. You're going to check their homework. Because also it's going to make that man appreciate you more too. Or if you don't have an understanding husband, then guess what? if y'all got an Uber Eats account that y'all normally use to do the takeout, then you gonna open up a DoorDash, and then you gonna order your room service. You gonna do all of the stuff, and then after you leave, you gonna uninstall the apps. You gonna delete the reservations out your email. You gonna do all of the things because you ain't gonna leave no tracks. Because sometimes some husbands don't understand. You mean Tim, you trying to get away from me? This ain't even about you. This about me. And if you have, quality time can also be looking at yourself or even looking out for yourself. Look in the mirror and start from your head to your toe. Like, I love my hair. This here, I just got out the bed. But you know what? I'm gonna still say it's lovely because it's somebody wishing they had a head full of hair. They done lost all their hair. I love my face. Some people can't just say, well, I'm gonna be 60 years old and come out and not gonna put nothing on their face. I love my shoulders. A lot of people do not give shoulders credit. Not only does it carry the weight of your world, but it also carries your whole skeletal system. So I love my shoulders. I love my stomach. A lot of people sitting over here like, oh, well, I got a big gut. Well, yes. Do you need to get healthier? Do you need to get good gut health? But if somebody suffering from stomach cancer. I love every nerve ending in my feet. Do you understand that your feet carry you? The nerve endings in the bottom of your feet is the most underrated organ. So I want you all to start saying from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, I love you. That's quality time with yourself. Next love language, physical touch. Especially if you're not in a romantic relationship, physical touch does not happen a lot. So I have people in my life that I have affection with. It's not on a romantic level, but I do get hugs often. So you need to choose people where you're able to actually just hug each other. And then also get in the practice of saying, I love you. That's my lesson that I've learned from losing two of my aunts and uncles in a month. When I went to that family reunion, I never thought that was going to be the last time I saw two of my uncles. But I didn't even say I love you. I told my Uncle Cecil thank you before for all the things he did for me as a child. But get in the practice of saying I love you. A lot of people too, physical touch is important. A lot of people talk about money and infidelity being the number one cause of divorce, and it's true. But we also don't get to the root cause a lot of time of the fidelity. Sometimes sometimes your spouse's love language is physical touch. Sometimes their love language is physical touch. And if it's not being met, they seek it elsewhere. And sometimes partners, especially men, confuse physical touch with sex. It's two different things. So if you're in a relationship, you need to set very good boundaries and let a person know that if your love language is physical touch, physical touch is the love language, not sex. So please understand and give them a clear understanding of the difference of the two. Because mine one, because it's you can have a combination of all of them. Mine was physical touch, and so also quietness. So when I was married, we would literally have a day once a week, and that's all we would do is that we would we would get everything done, dinner, whatever, and then we would go to bed. And we really wouldn't go to bed. We would get in the bed and we would just turn off everything, and we would light a candle and we would just hold each other. That's it. If physical touch is your love language, you need to make sure very clear on the boundaries. So a lot of times people don't understand, because as women, you're so busy and you have 9 million roles, you don't even think to realize if your husband's love language is physical touch. Also, I'm going to be honest, it's very difficult to separate a person's betrayal and still give them physical touch, because a lot of men will do things that's hurtful to you, whether it's a lie, whether it's cheat, whether it's hit you, whether it's disrespect you, whatever the case may be, right? So if you've been that person, there's no way that I'm not motivated to give you physical touch. And that's the reason why I had to learn that from experience. If you betray me, I don't want to touch you. I really don't even hardly want to look at you. And my friends was like, well, how you end up being divorced that quick? I said, because you all give people 2 chances to mess over you. You get 1 time to betray me. That's it. I don't do do-overs with that. Because my thing is, if you do it once, you'll do it twice. If I let you get away with it once, you'll think it's acceptable. See, and it's unacceptable behavior. So you have to go on, because I can't look at you. I can't touch you. I can't love you. I can't respect you, because I don't know who this version of you is. So a lot of times, if you know that that's their physical touch, is their love language. And also, too, a lot of times people be like, when you're dealing with another person, you need to get clear. You need to be clear on that in the beginning, what their love languages are. Because a lot of men equate physical touch with sex, they will cheat on you while you're pregnant. They'll cheat on you with your friend. Some of them will even cheat on you with your mama. It's sad, but it's true. So identify what that is, because the love languages are, if they're off balance, it throws off your entire self-love ecosystem. What does that mean? If somebody then cheated on you and lied to you because of physical touch is their love language, what do you think that's going to do to your self-esteem? Because a lot of women, when stuff like this happens, they internalize it. Well, is it because I didn't this enough? Or if I'm not this? No, they're still a grown person and they have their responsibility for their own actions. I never internalized anything a man would do. I would just take it for face value, and you can go on about your business. And you can't say I'm sorry to me. I don't even accept I'm sorry. People like, huh? Mm-mm. I do not sell I'm sorry's on things that were done deliberate and that was malicious. Because see, my mother taught me the difference between a mistake and a bad decision. You cannot come with your bad decisions and think you can say I'm sorry. I don't accept I'm sorry on a bad decision. See, you didn't mistakenly go to a woman's house and slept with her. That's not a mistake. That is a decision. So once you show me your decision making skills are not in alignment with what I need and desire, you got to go about your business. Now, let's talk about act of service and receiving gifts. It's the next one. So if your love language is act of service and receiving gifts, because I love a good gift. Mine is gifts. So that's the reason why I also love acts of service too. So if your love language is act of services and receiving gifts, then there's a few things that you can say. Well, once a month, you can incorporate this into your day. You can feed the homeless. And this is a thing. You don't have to go and say, well, I'm going to buy 9 million sausage biscuit combos or whatever, and I'm going to go out here and try to feed everybody. Even if you just buy one sausage biscuit combo, and or and one chicken, because I done had somebody homeless. I didn't try to get him a sausage biscuit combo, and he looked me dead in my face and said, I don't eat pork. And I said, oh, okay, sugar bear. And I went on about my little corner piece of business. But if you can feed the homeless, you can volunteer. You can volunteer at a food bank. You can do any of those types of things. You can make a donation. If you're not, if you don't really have a lot of time, you can donate to organizations like Hosea Feed the Homeless. The people in Atlanta know that they've been feeding homeless people for probably 3-4 decades. They've been feeding the homeless. I think Hosea died I think he passed away in the 80s or the 90s, and they've been feeding people for decades, even though Portia Williamson got out here and embarrassed the whole Atlanta and said that the Underground Railroad, where are the tracks? And your grandfather literally is one of the architects and backbones of Atlanta. Hosea Williams and his foundation has done amazing work for the community. So if that's something you want to say, I want to just shoot $10 bill over there, do it like that, or $20 or whatever. Also, you can, I tell y'all all the time, take a $10 bill and give somebody $1 at the end of when you go to the bottom of the expressway. Or if you like my friend Tanya, she can't stand it. She be like, oh, I ain't giving an able-bodied man nothing. Well, you can go into the Dollar Tree. You see a woman behind you that look like she needs a little help. Then you'll just say, you know what? I'm going to pay for the person's stuff behind you. Now, of course, look at what they got going on. Now, if they got 3 buggies, they might be on their own sugar bath. But if they just got 4 or 5 items, put that on yours and pay it. Also, my favorite is receiving gifts. So remember, y'all, I give myself 12 birthday gifts every month. Mine is coming up in 3 days. And this is the thing. I was born on the 26th, so every month on the 26th, I get myself a gift. Whether it is something physical, whether it's something tangible. Because last month I had got myself a software program. So to make my life easier. So you can decide if it's a physical gift, or it could be the gift of silence, the gift of peace, the gift of not talking for 24 hours, the gift of logging off of social media for 24 hours. It could be the gift of packing your bags and going to the airport and asking for the cheapest ticket that's leaving in 2 hours, where you're able to just get on a plane and just go somewhere you've never been gone before. But the ultimate act of self-love, and the ultimate gift, and the ultimate act of service is choosing you and choosing your life on your own terms. You only get this one life. How you gonna live it? Now let's talk about how self-love makes everything better. So, see, when you're self-catering and self-giving, when you choose to self-cater, you soothe your own nervous system. So that bubble bath might be relaxing. That yellow bath board that you put that over there across your bath, the jacuzzi bubble pad, you can get all this stuff down to the Miss Alma to the sun, right? That snack on the tray, that iPad stand where you put your iPad in and you put in your favorite movie. That lighting that candle and watching your favorite shows. Then you also, this is one of my favorite things too. Sometimes I have yes day. What does that mean? Anything that my heart desires, and if it's within my means, I say yes. If I say I want to go and get me some yogurt, then I'll go get me a little cup of yogurt. I say yes. If I say I want to just eat my favorite dinner, I make a reservation and I go and I say yes. If you want to go to the mall, yes. Ice cream, yes. The movies, yes. Peace and quiet, yes. A date, whether it's a self date, whether it's a romantic date, yes. You're practicing the God in you. What I told y'all, God is a God of yes. So sometimes you need to have a day where you say yes, because we always are saying no to ourselves. Oh, that's too much. That's too this. That's too expensive. That's da da da. Well, you say yes within your capacity. Yes, I have everything good and luxurious that life has to offer, and I am grateful. Because I told you all, start looking for the abundance in your life. I walk around my home. If you got two of anything, if you got one here, the way this economy is, I'm sitting here, I was watching how all of the fast food restaurants are closing. Y'all notice that? They're closing because the food is too expensive. It's difficult for them to make a profit. They're throwing away more than they sell it. They closed all, Del Taco just came out of Atlanta. Captain D's is coming up out of Atlanta. We got all of these places that have been here for 30 years and they can't make it. So the next thing is boundaries and balance. When this makes your life better when you have boundaries and balance. And it also makes you more of a joy to be around. When you operate in boundaries and balance, you become the best version of yourself. Because see, when you say yes to everybody else, you let people run over you. You a doormat, and you always if you allow yourself to be a doormat, you're gonna feel like a doormat. I ain't never seen no doormat that felt like it was fresh and clean. Because the doormat people wipe their feet on. The doormat people take the doormat for granted. So you got to say, I'm going to get boundaries and balance. And then also, out of balance leaves the door open. When you're out of balance, it leaves your door open for self-doubt, fear, confusion, self-neglect. And yes, a lot of imbalance comes from working too many hours at a job. Because after you done gave away over 12 hours of your day, you're exhausted. You ain't even thinking about taking care of yourself. That's why I push that y'all have your own businesses. Because when you get really sick and tired for real, you got that backup income in place. Mm-hmm. I tried to carry an employee mindset into a boss girl world. And it caught up with me and it tore my tail up in 2025. So that's why my year of reconstruction looked like allocation, delegation, all of the automations. Baby, I had to get my shuns together. Self priority, self. I want y'all to walk in survival mode. Most of us are operating in survival mode. That's the reason why I said, you know what? I'm finna purge and I'm getting ready to do a clean slate. And I have no clue right now as to what the next 30 days is gonna look like. But I know that God is a God of yes. So I ask God for it to be best. Show me how good life can get. Show me the very best that I've ever seen. So I want you all to start coming out of survival mode and coming into survival mode. And guess what? Some things may have to be purged. Some things may have to fall by the wayside. Some things, some people may have to be neglected. Some people may have to even be put on the shelf. Some people may even have to go because self-preservation is the first law of nature. And most people think survival is just food, water, clothing, and shelter. But we're more than food, water, clothing, and shelter. People are complexes. We have nuances. We have, even twins got something different about them. So for us, we're gonna change ours to survival. What does that mean? We're gonna have an elevated experience. We're going to be loving ourselves properly. We're going to be speaking to ourselves properly. We're going to cater to ourselves. We're going to be giving to ourselves more. When you be ready to try to give to somebody and you haven't taken care of you, I want you to stop. When somebody call you, oh, you got $50? Mm-mm. Because see, $50 can take you to dinner and a movie. Now that dinner ain't going to be too fancy. But you can get you a pizza and you can get you a movie. So we're going to start saying first, am I taken care of before I try to take care of somebody else? Like I said, we're going to do survival mode. We're not going to just survive, we're going to thrive. And we're going to ask ourselves, does this action put me in first class? Before you say yes to people. I was one of them friends in the beginning. I never told my friends no. You know how many hours of my life that I gave away but when I had not even covered myself? A lot of us are flying. We barely flying in coach. We in the back. I don't know about y'all. But if I sit in the back of the plane, I always get sick and have to use the barf bag because I can't stand the smell of airline fuel. A lot of y'all are sitting in the very back of your own life with that barf bag when you're supposed to be sitting in first class. And this is the thing. Not only are you sitting in the back of the plane, you done bought everybody in your life a first class seat and you sitting in coach in the very back of the plane. You the last one gonna get off the plane. And let's be honest, some of y'all done missed the whole flight. You done gave everything you got to everybody else. You done missed the whole flight. So you need to start putting yourself on the to-do list. And sometimes, some days, put yourself on the top of the to-do list. And it could look like an extra hour of sleep. It could be tell everybody don't knock on this door. Don't accept no calls. Put your phone on airplane mode. Don't make any noise and don't accept no noise. And if you can't sleep, it may mean you can sit there for an hour and read. Learn something new. Take an extra hour for yourself. This is your story. I need you to write it. When you write your own story, does it look like your reality right now? If the answer is the story that I would write does not look like right now, it's time to get that pen and paper out and write the story the way you want it to look. And I want you to read it every night for 30 nights. And again, ask yourself, if I say yes, how does it impact me? So that's a good segue into saying no. Please remember, no is a complete sentence. And you need to get to where you're enjoying saying no. I don't care if you got to sing Destiny Child. No, 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 no. And we're going to say to yes, 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 yes. And start saying no with a smile. I don't care if you got to go in there and get your teeth whitened. Go up in that dentist, shine me up, Sugarfoot, because I'm going to be saying no a lot. and say no with your chest. Mean it and stick with it. And I don't care if somebody cry blood, the answer is still no. Give they ass a napkin and usher them on up out your face. Now, happiness, joy, and laughter. You should be seeking that every day. Seek happiness like you seek knowledge. Like I told you, I do 1 hour a day to learn something I don't know. But I also take 1 hour a day and watch something that will make me laugh. Seek and ye shall find. So start seeking the desires of your heart. If you're saying I want to be a millionaire, then you should be starting to look at millionaire content. If you seek to have a XYZ car, then you need to seek content that shows you XYZ car. Also, you should be going for a test drive. Because some of them, depending on how fancy the car is, you gotta go through hoops to get a test drive. Oh, well, I'm just gonna come out here and look at the lot and sit in the car. Go to the car show. If it's a house, go to an open house. Take it in. How does it look? How does it smell? Imagine, close your eyes, imagine your furniture in there or your new furniture. Your mind and your imagination can take you so far. And then I want you to not only expect happiness and joy. I want you to seek it, and then I want you to expect it. I expect wonderful things to happen to me. I say that every morning. I expect abundance to happen to me. I expect overflow. I expect increase. I expect miracles to happen. Because everything that happens is not always something that logic can explain. And also, usher in a great day. I expect a great day. I expect everything to go my way today. I expect joy today. I want you to wear the law of expectation out. And today is Monday. Y'all, these jobs will have you dreading Monday and wishing for Friday. Stop wishing your life away. Live every day like it's payday Friday, and stop looking over at other people's fences because you don't know what they're going through. Your business is to seek your own joy. Now this is big, but it is apropos to close out this love month. Self-love is your birthright. Right next to wealth, right next to abundance, right next to overflow. We're loving ourselves in a surplus, in an abundant way, in an overflow way in 2026. We're going to treat every day like it's Valentine's Day. You are that girl. So let go of petty gossip, petty grudges, jealousy, envy. Support each other. Self-love is not extra, it is essential. Y'all, I love y'all to the moon and back. And I want you to have a loving day.